Well, as states across the country consider going into lockdown mode, an economic crisis is almost certain. With us now is Ed Rendell. He's the former Pennsylvania governor and former mayor of Philadelphia. Also with us tonight, the former New Orleans Mayor Marc Morial, who is also president and CEO of the National Urban League. Gentlemen, it's so good to have your voices on our program tonight. Thank you for being here.
Our pleasure.
Mayor Morial, we're dealing with nothing short of a crisis. How is a mayor of a city thinking about this tonight?
Well, the mayor, and thank you very much, and good to be with Ed Rendell also. The mayor of each of the cities, and I think the mayors of America, along with the governors, have been the true leaders in this crisis, are thinking about how to abate, to mitigate the spread of the virus. And that's why you see sheltering in place, social distancing, some fairly extreme measures. And I think each mayor is at the beginning concerned about that. But secondly, you've got to begin to think about the economic devastation that this is going to cause, the loss of jobs, the effect on business, and ultimately that will affect city government. It will affect the funds you have, your tax collections, for police, fire, and basic services. I'll say this, the most important thing for the government to do in any recovery package is to provide generous, quick unemployment benefits. To me, it's much more important to do that than to provide cash payments to people who are employed. Let's help those who are unemployed. Let's help those workers so that they're poised to come back to work and there's no interruption. We've got to help people survive. This is a great crisis, and I think the mayors are putting people first in their thoughts.
The problem is, Governor Rendell, is it takes time for this money that we hope will be approved in Washington funnels out to the people in our cities and our states. What are people supposed to do who've lost their jobs already and won't get that money for a matter of days and are living paycheck to paycheck as we speak?
Well, that is a real problem. And the key is whatever is given out to people, as Mark said, is to get it out quickly. And quickly is important. That means the unemployment benefits get out quickly. The checks, if they come out, get out quickly. But in the meantime, people should go to food banks. We should suspend or push back mortgages, rent payments, etc. So those are the type of things we can do, and we can do them quickly.
Mayor Morial, how do we deal with the loss of tax revenues? The cities themselves, municipalities, are going to be hurting pretty substantially on the other side of this. There's going to be tough decisions to be made for our nation's mayors.
Yeah, I feel very strongly that as the federal government looks at this and looks at the devastation, we're going to have to go deep. And I think a subsidy payments to municipal governments, to state governments may be in order in these extraordinary times. It'll be expensive to do, but I think if you're going to stabilize big business, you've got to stabilize municipal governments. If you're going to stabilize big business, you've got to say to the small business owners of America, we have something more for you than a disaster loan. This is going to be expensive. It could, in my view, cost anywhere from $3 to $5 trillion. And it's an extraordinary times which require extraordinary efforts. We've got to, this country and our future is on the line, and we've got to do everything we need to do to make sure we're saved.
Governor Rendell, you've sat in two seats, the governors and the mayors that have to deal with these very issues.
Yeah, there's no question. And they have to work in concert. And so should the federal government. I am very disappointed in the federal government's response here. I think if we had borrowed testing kits from the World Health Organization 2 months ago, we'd have been ahead of this virus right now, and we might even see a beginning of a flattening of the curve. We don't have protective gear for our health workers, and those are things that mayors and governors can combine on, find out some industries, and try to persuade them, along with the federal government, to shift over to making those things and making them post-haste. We can do that, but we need coordination at all levels. And this is a time we've got to put politics aside. Mayors and governors and the president have to work together because we're running out of time.